Okay, guys, so attacking turtle. So this is one of the options that's going to happen more often. It's happening more and more often, especially when what we just did, even with these takedowns. We get someone down where they want to stand up, especially with the Trulos and the tackets, like that style of jiu-jitsu for you, these young guys who like to wrestle. And with big wrestlers, they're not going to just fall into a guard and turn into you or rubber guard you. They're going to wrestle. They're going to get up. They're not going to like being on the mat. So in that case, turtle will be something that's you see more often in that scenario. A turtle is they don't just sit in turtle, they get up into turtle, and it's your job to put them back down, get control, and get on their back or get on top, right? Get them on their back. And so turtle being the option, we're gonna get into turtle. And so I got into turtle and I managed to get my hands around Justin's waist, and he's not gonna hang out here and just sit in, he's gonna stand up. And so I'm gonna come up with him, and whichever side my here, I'm not gonna stay in front because exactly what he needs to be doing, he's pushing down the hands and he's trying to get away. In the front, that's much easier. And he's also gonna be trying to drive his hip away. So I'm gonna be trying to keep him in. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step up and over while still leaving those hands right there on his hip. See how I did that? I didn't shift these around him. I'm here, he's going to the pin. A big step up, I step in front of him and lift him up. See how easily he goes sideways, right? So I'm here on the side, come up, and as I jut out, he goes right into the mat return, right? And it's almost weightless because I'm lifting at his hips. I want you guys to drive him into turtle, right? Now, smaller guys on bigger guys, you may not be able to lift them, or they may be a little bit stronger. There's a modification. We're here. Instead of trying to step around, what I am going to do is I am going to shift. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it forward, and I'm going to stop his foot. I'm going to try to drive him into turtle. Okay, I'm just not going to let him take steps. I'm going to his hands. Okay, makes sense? So if you can't pick him up, if you're smaller, he sits up. I can step over and then drive, forcing him to his hands into turtle, and then start attacking from here. Cool? This makes sense? So when I'm coming across, I have this completely across his waist, not up here, across the waist. When I step over, I'm stepping in front of my hand and I'm putting my gable grip in my own hip. That way when I stand up, it's a hard pelvic thrust. Now watch his head. His head will almost stay in the exact same spot. Boom, and then he's down. See how until he drops down, it's just his hips that are going. It's like a chicken. Move his hips and his head just stays there. That's the goal, right? If you're lifting his hips, you're not trying to lift his whole body. This is why it's so weightless. I know because I did this to Patrick same day of learning, or the very next day actually. He's 234 pounds. If you hit the technique right, it'll feel almost weightless, unless you're trying to do the mix. You gotta make it. But anybody your size, absolutely. It should be much easier than actually lifting them up and then trying to turn your arms in and drive them down. You just expend more energy. This is just a more efficient way, trust me. Questions on this? A few more minutes and then we'll get a drink of water. 1, 2.